scoot over a little bit to your right. Just awkwardly close. There we go.
Okay.
Hey folks, Paul Meixner here with Thunderpunk Radio and Drake and Training Division. I'm talking to my buddy Brodie about this trigger that he designed from Dillon Arrow or Dillon Precision?
Dillon Rifle Company.
Dillon Rifle Company, all right.
So Dillon Rifle Company is now the baby child of Dillon Arrow,
Okay.
and our father company is Dillon Precision.
Cool, very cool.
We were about 2 months old. We launched our website in November of 2020.
All right.
So we decided to launch a business in the hardest year of our lives.
Right.
But we're doing pretty well so far, and just seeing what we can do with it.
Awesome. Yeah, I've been following you. You're posting about this trigger, and I'm very interested. So both of us have some experience with triggers that probably shouldn't have gone off. I was on a training mission. My saw gunner went down. I had two of my guys pick up, and I relived the glory days. Picked up the saw, threw that rifle on my back. I know I put the safety on, but as you're running, and that gear trips the safety. Luckily, we were using blanks, but I could feel it right on my Achilles, man. If that would have been a live round.
Yep. So I call that side pull accidental discharge.
Okay.
Had the same thing happen to me in Iraq. One of those highly trained Navy SEAL snipers on the planet was from EDU or a little further away on the back of a C-47. We were inserting in Iraq. The gun went off, a bullet went through my pants, and if I was a bigger guy, I wouldn't have a second kid right now. So thank God for that. Nothing happened to me. I was cranky, had to throw a lot of grenades to get through the night. But after that, I spent about 6 years just trying to think of ways to make that better. Go ahead. And then from there, I finally met a guy named Chris Dillon who gave me the freedom to talk to some engineers. And 18 months later, we have a new trigger that we're saying never 100% get rid of your manual safety. We've just all, two of us out of 100,000 people have seen the manual safety come off. So never get rid of your manual safety. What this does is 100% stops the side pull accidental discharge. So when you're just hanging from your sling, going to your secondary, or doing a 50-foot cable right around on the side of the ship. So this is obviously a bit extreme in the accidental discharge wound, but I have to physically make that happen with this 5-pull mil-spec trigger.
Gotcha.
But you and I can go to the range and do what I call operator standards and shoot as fast as we can, doing high ready, low ready transition drills. And after about 5 magazines of you and I on the range, you don't feel a difference between this and any mil-spec standard trigger. Obviously, there's a competition, 3-gun triggers out there, but we're not in the market yet for those. That's about 6 months down the road. We just wanted to get everyone safer right away and then start working on those high-speed triggers.
Right, so this is something I could run on a rifle that I wanted to take to downrange.
Exactly. Right now, to walk through the jungle of Colombia all the way to the deserts of Afghanistan, to the mountains of Afghanistan, this is a safer. And as I shot 120,000 rounds during COVID, by the way, which was rude, I get it. I don't have the science yet to back it up, just my experience. This trigger forces you, without you making yourself do it, pull the trigger the correct way and straight back every time. Which in pistol shooting, that correlates more, but because you get away with a lot with this trigger. But now I can make you a better, a more safer shooter, but I think a more precise and precision shooter with this trigger. Because in trigger pulling, consistency wins all the time.
So one of the reasons I'm really excited about this, I know you personally, I know you're a great dude and you're an honest dude, but also the level of experience that you have, I don't think you would ever release anything attached to your name that wasn't legit. That wasn't like you wouldn't trust your brothers carrying down.
Like my brother, who is downrange, also carries this. He's testing this trigger for me right now, who has 30 years experience. And as my dad says, he has 30 years experience. My other brother has 26 experience, and I only have 20. So I apologize. But they're both shooters too, and they're testing as well.
Awesome, man. Awesome. And so when are these? You already sold 100, right?
We've sold about 75. We've given about another 50 out to law enforcement who are really loving it. We've given a lot of other ones to hiring shooters like Travis Haley for them to test, some other gun stores, local gun stores for them to test. And we're just trying to get the word out to see that. And mainly we just want to get feedback from all these guys to make sure it's good.
Awesome. So when is this going to be available to the general public?
It's on our website right now, dillonrifle.com.
Cool. And then you have a curved and a flat face
trigger?
Yeah,
our flat face trigger. So they're standard drop-in triggers. You remove 2 pins and when you're ready to go, obviously you have to do the screws underneath the grip. This is called the operator trigger. And I should have hit this.
Let's wait a minute while this is going. We're going to have subtitles on underneath everything, but everybody expects there to be, but that was a little much, right? So let's start over with just talk about the trigger. That's a drop-in flat face.
Yep. So this is our operator straight trigger.
Okay.
It's a drop-in trigger. You remove your 2 pins, and then we send you new screws to put in there.
Okay.
And this one, so our operator trigger, this is 100% of cone that you're not going to miss the pre-stage part of the trigger. This is
Gotcha.
called a pre-stage trigger, not a
Right.
two-stage trigger.
Okay.
The patent part's the green guy in here. Sorry, the camera can't see it, but that has basically a fist that's keeping the sear from engaging,
Okay.
and you can't pull the trigger back. And that's why you pre-stage your trigger to get to your secondary trigger.
Awesome.
That's 100% engagement. Our straight trigger has a 30% engagement, to where imagine teaching your 9, your 12, and your wife, or just a first-time gun buyer, how to pull the trigger properly every single time, and now they're 100% safer, and they're learning, shooting better, and then they graduate to the operator trigger.
Gotcha.
Right?
Okay,
And then-
cool.
And then that's our goal, man. And we're going to have some other family of triggers coming out shortly. And down the road, when we get to grow a little more, we'll be able to offer different colors right off the bat.
Cool.
Thank you.
All right, and so then you have this, and then Dillon Rifle Company also has some soft gear.
Yep, so
Which we'll talk more about that in a little
Yep.
bit, but just wanted to touch on it real quick.
Yeah, so during the meantime, so we're working on a rifle, right? So
Okay.
we should have started in the beginning. When we were walking around SHOT Show 4 years ago, Chris, Dillon, and I were walking around here, and like, we could do better. So we started coming up with new ideas for a rifle. And then I was like, well, if we're going to do a rifle, Chris, let's do a new trigger as well. And then so from that became the operator and the straight. And our rifle that we're going to start endurance testing probably this March, we're hoping to launch next SHOT Show.
Okay, very cool.
And then at the meantime, we all got bored waiting for parts to arrive. We're like, well, let's do some soft goods too. And so we have about 6 different soft goods we're launching right now on the same website that I'll introduce you to Wes and he'll talk you through.
All right, sounds great, man. Hey, thank you so
Yeah,
much, dude.
it's
It's
always a
always
pleasure
great
working
seeing
with
you,
you,
bud.
bud. Thanks
All
so
right.
much, bud.
Thanks. Hey,
you,
if
bud.
you have any questions or anything, definitely check out their website and leave any comment or shoot us an email or however you do what you do. We'd love to hear your feedback. Thanks.
Thanks.
I never know how to end these things.
Good.
So.